Story we're following today, a suspect in custody after what we've now learned was a fatal stabbing at a McDonald's in East Point. Police say this all began after a dispute between two co-workers, and a bystander was able to hold that suspect at gunpoint until police got there. Let's get to Noelle Friel, who is live with the latest on this. Noelle?
Yeah, Jason, this incident happened just before 8 a.m. this morning. Take a look. You can see the restaurant is still closed down and still taped off by crime scene tape. Police say that this all started after an argument between a manager and an employee that ended in the employee being sent home early. Police say after that argument, the employee came back to the McDonald's with a knife and stabbed the manager multiple times. We've now learned they have died from their injuries in the hospital. We're told this happened in the area of the drive-thru window as a customer who was in the drive-thru managed to hold the worker at gunpoint to prevent her from leaving the scene. We heard from one of the workers who witnessed the whole incident. Here's how he described those chaotic moments.
When I came out the freezer, I heard a bunch of commotion. You know, a couple of girls came by screaming and hollering. And I'm like, well, what's going on? And one of my coworkers was like, she being stabbed. And I was like, well, who being stabbed like that? And I could see the lady laying down because I could see her arm.
And an East Point police detective said that without that customer's quick thinking, there would likely be a search underway for that suspect right now. East Point police are asking anyone with information about this incident to reach out to detectives. That number is 586-445-9415.
With an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death. This all happening inside a McDonald's on 9 Mile.
There was some sort of verbal altercation between this manager and an employee who, incidentally, the daughter says they were friends, that they were friendly. The employee goes home, according to police, gets a knife, comes back, stabs the manager. We've learned her name is Jennifer Harris, 39 years old. 6 children, a single mom, working here for 15 years, stabs her to death. And then somebody in the drive-thru, this is happening in the area of where the employees are working in the drive-thru section of the fast food restaurant. Somebody going through the drive-thru, a CPL holder, sees everything happen. He shoots his gun in the air to try to stop everything. Unfortunately, he is not successful in doing so. But as the suspect is running out of the McDonald's, the police say that the man with the gun actually ran after her and held her at gunpoint until police arrived.
Tell us about your sweet mom.
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She died.
My God.
She was so good to everybody. A hard-working woman. So kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last. Give you the shirt off her back. She did not deserve that at all.
How many kids does your mom?
6. All 6 of us. Me and my
5 girls and 1 boy.
My brother.
And she's aware that she took us from her.
We met everybody at McDonald's. My mama always shared with everybody that she loved her kids, showed them pictures of us. We would come up here. We met her co-worker.
With an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death. This all happening inside a McDonald's on 9 Mile.
There was some sort of verbal altercation between this manager and an employee who, incidentally, the daughter says they were friends, that they were friendly. The employee goes home, according to police, gets a knife, comes back, stabs the manager. We've learned her name is Jennifer Harris, 39 years old. 6 children, a single mom, working here for 15 years, stabs her to death. And then somebody in the drive-thru, this is happening in the area of where the employees are working in the drive-thru section of the fast food restaurant. Somebody going through the drive-thru, a CPL holder, sees everything happen. He shoots his gun in the air to try to stop everything. Unfortunately, he is not successful in doing so. But as the suspect is running out of the McDonald's, the police say that the man with the gun actually ran after her and held her at gunpoint until police arrived.
She coming in there and talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, you know, telling us that, like, the fuck you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for? You sound like a fucking psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, you know, like, I'm like, what the fuck you telling me this for? Like, Like, she think she's like trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. Give a fuck about you telling me about you pulling the gun on a kid. I don't fucking.
Now, I'm quite sure y'all seen that story with that McDonald's employee unalive that manager. It's very, very sad, okay? It's so sad on both ends because that lady had 6 kids. It's sad. Now, the story goes to say it was in like East Point, Michigan, and the girl was actually talking about some of the things that the manager was doing. Now, y'all, I'm gonna just say this, okay? It's very sad on both ends, but listen. Imagine somebody sending you home every day and you got bills to pay, you know, and they sitting up there playing in your face. Again, it's sad on her end, but y'all, you never know what people is going through. Like, I just really feel like that girl got to a breaking point, or that girl or that lady, and just did what she did. Now, I feel like she already had it planned out because baby girl left out of there. It's like she knew that she was going to leave out of there, like get sent home early, because she came back in there with a mask on. That's what I did not like, because you came back in there with a mask on, and it made it seem like, dang, girl, like you probably premeditated that shit. But again, you never know what people have going on. It's almost like she already was prepared for what's going to happen at work. Then again, she said that lady is gossiping about her. Imagine somebody gossiping about you at work, and now you at work, everybody sit up here believing all the gossip. I know what she's going through, y'all, because, baby, everything she said up there said, I said, leaving home early, gossiping about you at work, have people making you think that you crazy, you don't know what you talk about. I know exactly what she talking about. She ain't crazy. Y'all remember watching that show, Undercover Boss, back then? I damn sure used to watch it. I really feel like that some of these corporates need to go back and start doing that again. We'll start back going, you know, working inside some of these places instead of just visiting them. Because I'm going to tell you this, when they visit, when you go there to visit, they make sure that everything is up to par. They got their best employees there. I'm talking about the store managers, the assistant managers there. They off their ass. They ain't in the office or none of that. So I just feel like y'all just need to go there for a couple of days and talk and do the same thing Undercover Boss used to do. Talk to some of the employees to see what's going on in the store. Because, again, it's crazy how it's a high percentage rate of people just leaving these places. Y'all don't ever think, like, why everybody leaving? It's because y'all got these managers who don't work, who are disrespectful, who make you do stuff that's not even your responsibility, you know, who talk to you like a piece of trash. You know, they do not even represent y'all company, to be honest. And y'all don't even know this. But, again, I feel bad for that girl, y'all. That girl, she went to her breaking point in life, and this is what happened when you go to your breaking point. That's why you got to treat people how you want to be treated, okay? Not how they treat you, but how you want to be treated. That girl probably had bills. You send her home early. You doing all that little flaw stuff. I don't agree with what she did. But, again, y'all got to pray. Mental health is real, y'all.
Man, I keep telling folks, man, I don't give a fuck who you is or who you are. These young motherfuckers can't take a motherfucker telling them what to do, man. This manager right here been working for McDonald's for 15 years. Got into a dispute with one of them young motherfuckers, young female, black female. And that young motherfucker went home, got a knife, came back with a motherfucking ski mask on, ski mask. And witnesses say she came at that woman like a bull and started stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing her. Until a motherfucker in the drive-thru seen what was going on and pulled out that hammer and started going, boom, 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 stop, stop, stop. And then they said the motherfucker was so scared she struck out running out the motherfucking door. And then the same motherfucker in the drive-thru jumped out his truck and chased that little young motherfucker down and put that pole on there and told her don't move, man. I keep telling you, man, these young motherfuckers out here are demons. And they don't want to listen to somebody when they tell them when they doing something wrong. And then every fucking chance they get, they going to be violent, man. That woman should have had that pole on her. And when that young motherfucker came with her with that motherfucking ski mask on, she supposed to hit her on the motherfucking head and made her mama them come scoop her up, her ass up off that motherfucking McDonald's floor like some fries, man.
There's this catastrophic story about Jennifer Harris that happened earlier today at a McDonald's. It says a McDonald's on 9 Miles in Michigan. And what it was is that and I saw the video of the young lady after I saw the video concerning Jennifer Harris, you know, being unalive. But allegedly, Jennifer Harris, she was the manager at McDonald's, and she had been sending the person that unalived her, the young lady, home. And this particular day, she came back and unalived her with a knife that she stabbed her multiple times in the face, not on the body, and things like that. And I listened to the video of the young lady, like prior to it, and how, just angry she was about being sentenced. You could just tell, she's stressed out. Of course, I'm not making excuses for her by any means, but I could tell and see it in her face, that she had something going on and she needed money in her hours, seemed like, were being cut allegedly or whatever like that. But going back to the situation, somebody in the drive-thru saw the manager being attacked, and he fired it off, and thinking that it would deter her, but it didn't. But he was able to, chase her down when she left running because she had on a mask, and detain her until the police arrived, which I said bravo to him too, but the fact that, that the employees witnessed, and they say even one of the employees, she was talking to somebody, to one of the reporters, and she was like, that she knew it was her even through the mask because of her hands, but just to think that she would get away with that anyway, and the fact that, thinking that, that she was covered, and to unalive, she had 6 kids ranging from 5 to 20 years old. And I'm so sick and tired of these reporters getting in people's faces when something, this horrific tragedy have befallen them, asking questions, and let these people rest, let these people grieve, let these people process what has just happened to their loved ones before you're in their faces trying to get, some type of, story for to gain fame, because it doesn't matter what type of money that you offer them to get interviews or whatever later on, it's still not going to be anywhere comparable to what the news stations and places like that make off of them. But my condolences to that family. I could not imagine, I don't want to imagine, but it's just a horrific way to lose your life. And then the fact that this is such an avoidable tragedy, and I do pray that that the family gets the comfort that only God can provide them.
Did y'all hear the story where the McDonald's worker unalived her? She unalived her boss. So, look at this. First of all, you could tell by the hair that bitch meant motherfucking business. And she said that the lady kept fucking with her. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not saying that nobody should just go around killing nobody, all right? But y'all gotta stop bullying people. Y'all gotta stop sitting up here fucking with people, okay? I know how that shit feel when you working a little job and you just trying to make ends meet, and people get a little bit of authority and they take that shit overboard. Now, RIP to the young lady that lost her life. It did say that she was a mother of 6. I'm not saying that shit is right, but I will say this. You never know what somebody is going through. You never know when somebody is at their ends. Stop fucking with people. Stop fucking with people. You just never know when they ready to... You never know. Now, this is a very unfortunate situation. They was in Detroit, Michigan. The young lady, by her hair, you could tell that she meant motherfucking business. That's just all I'm saying. When somebody dye their hair that color, orange, they ain't to be fucked with, bitch. It ain't. She worked at motherfucking McDonald's, but she was no motherfucking clown, okay? She meant business. Y'all check that shit out. That shit crazy.
With an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point.
This story is a really sad story because it's like when I first saw the story and I saw the lady's daughters crying on the news because the lady has 6 kids. Like it was so sad to see that somebody would actually come back to work and kill their manager. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's supposed to be she got sent home. But then, like, I don't know if y'all saw the video where she was basically like days before saying that she keeps getting sent home and she feel like the manager is bullying her and that she be in there talking to people like that's her kid, they her kids, and it don't matter. She got a lot of kids. She still needs to have respect. She don't have no respect, and she's making the work environment a very hostile environment. And from my experience with managers, what she's saying sounds very valid, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that she documented it, I feel like this was some type of narcissistic abuse. And she probably was making that girl feel like, she's trying to stop her bag, probably hating on the girl for some reason, I don't know, and just making her feel like she don't care, she gonna send her home. Because if you think about it, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, like this shit is happening. So that means she had to get up, get ready, and get to work before 8 o'clock just to be sent home. And she said 2 days in a row, like shit is hard out here. Like I don't know why a lot of y'all managers, y'all HR departments be thinking to play with people right now. This is not the time to play. And definitely Gen Z is not the generation to play with. Because a lot of Gen Zs don't even see the point of this fucking world. Like, they don't see the point to have to work until they some old people and get no retirement. They ready to clock out right now. They ready to crash out right now. They don't even want to be alive. A lot of them be talking about suicide. So when y'all thinking about playing with them because you think like, oh, I'm the manager and I'm a play with your bag because you young and I don't want you to get money. I don't want you to get fresh and fly out here and stuff. Hating, y'all lives are in danger. You know what I'm saying? When I was young, they used to do shit like that to me all the time. I used to get fired for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And not even get hired for nothing. Just because how you look, just because they intimidated by you. Y'all bosses and managers, y'all need to start thinking twice before y'all bullying people, because people fed up. Like, shit is high, prices is high and everything. Rent is high, food is high. And y'all playing with people. Think twice.
This Michigan woman you see right here was a McDonald's manager who was stabbed to death by one of her coworkers on Thursday. This happened in East Point, Michigan, and this is 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, a mother of 6. She had gotten into some kind of argument with another employee who is identified only as a 26-year-old woman. Well, that woman left the McDonald's after the argument and came back in and just started stabbing Jennifer. So the cops were called on a report of shots fired and a stabbing. And when they got there, they had found that Harris had been stabbed and a customer was actually holding the suspect up at gunpoint. The customer that was holding the suspect up at gunpoint was actually in the drive-thru when the stabbing started happening. And he got his gun, and he has a CPL card and everything. And he got the gun and he shot a shot into the air to try and stop it. No one was hurt, but that didn't stop what was going on. Police say the suspect tried to run away after that, but that customer with the gun actually chased her down and held her at gunpoint until the cops could get there. Police say if it hadn't been for that customer, the suspect might have gotten away. So Harris was taken to the hospital, but she ultimately died from all of her injuries. All we know right now about the suspect is that she's a 26-year-old woman, and according to Harris's older daughters, they say that Harris and that suspect were friendly before today, so don't really know what happened there. Such a sad, horrible story, and I wanted to get this out there to make sure you guys saw this.
What's up, TikTok? We got to talk about a situation that happened at a McDonald's. So basically, a single mother of 6 lost her life. She was a manager at McDonald's. Her name was Jennifer. Basically, she sent a disgruntled co-worker, a disgruntled worker home early. You know, she sent her home earlier. He or she sent whoever home early. Tell me why the worker came back and unalived her a couple times in the face. She got in the face a couple times. Now she leaves behind a lot of kids. She leaves behind about 5 to 6 kids. It's a sad situation. I understand you as a worker saying, okay, I can't play about my money. But we all know you can't if you work a professional job, you can't be in the workplace trying to argue with the managers. That's the quickest way to get fired, or that's the quickest way to get sent home. But for you to go home, then come back, then unalive her, what was you thinking? You just really traded your lives with her. So 2 lives was lost for really no reason. All because the manager sent you home. I'd have been sent home before too, and not mad at all. Some days I just don't want to be there. I need to clear my head. That don't mean I'm gonna come back and unalive somebody at the workplace. Y'all got to start thinking before y'all react off emotion. Now you finna spend the rest of your life behind a jail cell. Really? And you thought work was hard? You know, going to jail or prison is hard. It ain't fun. So you'll learn your lesson. So they gonna give you life. You gonna get life for this. You gonna get life for this. This probably like 1st degree. It's gotta be 1st degree because you thought about it. It can't be 2nd degree or premeditated because you thought about it before you came back. So yeah, they finna hit you with the book. But prayers to her family and them little kids she leave behind. It's sad to see all this black on black crime.
Did y'all see that McDonald's worker who killed her manager? Lost her shit and killed her manager. So before all of this even popped off, the girl made a video basically saying that the manager she killed was a bully. She was saying how she's very disrespectful when she come in the store. She make mistakes, like she be panicking, telling them treating them like they her kids, telling them they're like her kids. And of course, I agree with the girl. Like, I'm not your child, so don't call me your child. Y'all, this day she got sent home again, and she lost her motherfucking cool. The witnesses say she came back to that store in a mask and stabbed the manager everywhere, literally everywhere. And you know what? I'm just gonna say this. A lot of times people in positions that's over you, they feel like they can little kid you or, treat you like you a child or talk to you any kind of way. And no, that's not the ship we running over here. And sometimes you never know what a person is going through. That girl looked like she was very, very disturbed. She looked like she was very upset and she was fed the fuck up. And even in the video, like, she looks very fed the fuck up. The fact that she even came back with a mask shows that she was ready to risk it all.
It's, Detroit. What they say, East Point? At the McDonald's? Employees get into an argument. They say one of them leaves for about 5 minutes. This a female. Females get into it. One of them leaves for about 5 minutes is what one of the employees said. Said when she comes back, she got a mask on. She said the only way she knew it was her, she seen her hands. She know her hands. Said she got a mask on. She goes to the drive-thru area where the girl is at. She said it won't no stopping her. This girl commits to stabbing this girl everywhere in the McDonald's drive-thru. everywhere. It's a dude in the drive-thru. He sees it. They say he pulled his ratchet out and shot up in the air, bam, to get her to stop. They said she done stabbed this girl up. She done took off. Dude in the drive-thru gets out and chases her with the gun. And he catches up with her and holds her there till police come. He's registered everything. You feel me? They say, and they talking about people. See how this was needed in this situation, and he did it the right way. He didn't even point the gun at her like you supposed to. Warning shot, motherfucker. Bow. But she killed this girl in the McDonald's. Well, I'm trying to tell y'all, we're gonna have to do some more background checking on people. Y'all letting these people in these places and they getting unhinged because of arguments or death. Crazy shit. Hashtag real estate.
Man, y'all just heard about that woman at McDonald's manager that got stabbed to death by a co-worker named was Jennifer Harrison. That shit happened off a Night Mile in Michigan, man. That she left the employee, she made the employee go home early, and the employee, her co-worker returned, on with a knife and stabbed that lady to death, man. You know what I'm saying? That lady been manager for 15 years, you heard me, in Michigan, man. Her name was Jennifer Harrison, you dig? So this happened in Michigan, man. Damn. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the world today, bro? I don't know what's going on, but, man, we got to wake up, bro.